Peace, beautiful people. It is your girl, the real Tony Hickman, and I am back with another video. Close to 2023. Can y'all believe we made it here? First of all, I want to thank everybody that has come and subscribed to my channel. And I have had a YouTube channel for many years, many years, and I didn't have 1,000 subscribers. So you guys have helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. I am eternally grateful for that. I just want you to know that. On another note, I want to go into numerology. And no, I'm not a numerologist at all. But I've studied numerology. I understand how the numbers work and how the life path works. And I love systems that help us seek more information about our personality and our inner dialogue. And so I study a lot of numerology, astrology, astronomy, the planets. That's one of my great interests. But anyway, I say all that to say we are about to go into 2023. And 2023 in numerology adds up to the number 7. Now, I had an interview last night on Instagram Live, and so Jerome, who I interviewed, which the interview is on my channel, by the way, but what he said is, he's like, yeah, you know, the number 7 is lucky. And it is lucky. It's always been divine in my life. Whenever I see the number 7, or I see numbers that add up to the number 7, like, I kind of know, okay, something spiritually is about to come in, spiritually connected to elevation for myself is about to come in. I start analyzing according to numerology, and most of the time right. The repetitive numbers, all of that. But I want to talk about 2023 because I'm starting to see bits and pieces of things that I've been working on for many years start to come to fruition. And it's not like it's all coming at once. No. It's coming in bits and pieces. Like it's just peeking around the corner and saying, hey, I'm here, right? Because I still have to do the work. And see, that's where we're coming back to. 2023, I believe, is going to be a divine year for a lot of people. But first, it's going to be a year where we also have to look at ourselves and see where we can self-correct. And many of us, the majority of us, have several things that we internally need to self-correct. Even if that self-correction is pointing the finger at everybody else and saying that they are the reason that we are having issues in our life. We first have to dive into ourselves and find out, well, what is it exactly that we are leaking out of our energy that is attracting this kind of energy back in our life to show us ourselves? Because in the end, we're always faced with the mirror. And I've talked about this a couple of times on my channel, but we're always faced with the mirror. We're faced with looking at ourselves and seeing ourselves through the actions of other people, through how people choose to treat us. We're able to see ourselves. And so I believe in 2023, that mirror is going to be more prominent in our life. We're going to have to look in the mirror and see what we are doing to jeopardize our own life, our own health, our own finances, our circumstances, our own peace. What relationships do we have in our life that are jeopardizing our health, our life, our peace, our prosperity? See, we're being forced to look at the situations from a realistic perspective because we are in a divine light where magic can happen. We are in that number 7, 2023. We are in that year where we can manifest the things that we so desire. But we first have to correct some of the things and manifest those changes within ourselves. So if you know your changes, for example, for me, there's a couple of changes, and I mentioned them on my last interview I did with Jerome. But there's a couple of changes that I want to fix. Like, I am grateful that I've done probably 8 months in total of like liquids. But I love being on liquids because I love the energy. And so there are things that I have to work on this coming year that helps me stick to a plan that I originally made for myself when I initially did all of these months, but didn't complete the year. And so that's just one of my things. But one of my other things is self-correction in my sleeping habits, in my patterns of how I use my phone and when I decide to put my phone down so I can be more productive in my own life. See, a lot of us have these phones, but we don't want to admit how much those phones can be a distraction to our growth. But I have to be real with myself. So I have to put my phone down at a certain time and not accept calls after a certain time so I can sleep, so I can get the proper rest, so I can get up and get to the busy schedule that 2023 is introducing in my life. And even with the relationships that I have in my life, I am so grateful for the people that have manifested in my life for 2023. I'm eternally grateful. I mean, I'm grateful for the people that I've had in my life, period. Because everyone has been a lesson to me. And so another thing we can stop doing is stop pointing the finger at how everybody else is a problem when we have an altercation or the energy shifts with our relationships. When we have a problem with someone, and see how that problem is being a mirror to something we need to self-correct within ourselves. So it's back to identifying those internal issues that you have as a person. Like, I know I have an issue with my mouth. And I've been in denial of that. And not in denial as far as not knowing, but I know that I have a tendency to speak the truth, and sometimes there's not enough honey on my tongue. And because of that, I have scarred relationships. I've scarred relationships because it's a way that I have to put honey on my tongue. So that's been a lesson for me. But in those relationships that I've scarred, it's okay because I'm also being a lesson for them. In acceptance of how we all should be growing and moving forward. Because I'm going to speak the truth. And the crazy thing is, I'm one of the most sensitive people. So if someone says something to me, but it just depends on what that subject is, because it could be something simple that hurts my feelings and makes me cry, versus the kind of stuff that I say out of my mouth that is a truth, can hurt other people, but it's still a truth. And I embrace the truth. But I'm learning, like, I don't want to jeopardize relationships. And so I have to learn how to monitor how I say, because I can't be around you, or I will not be in your energy. It just kind of fades out. And I've tried this. I've tried to be in other people's energy after I've told the truth, and they didn't accept it or embrace it. And that's their journey. That's okay. But in the meantime, like, it's also okay to know when it's time to pull back from other people and go in on yourself. So I don't point the finger. Even if I have to take it back, because every time I've been training my brain to say, every time that you decide to point the finger or have a problem with somebody else, I need you to take that same energy and look at yourself and see how you are being a problem to your own self. What are the issues that you have within yourself that need to be fixed? Because if we can take that same energy that we apply to everybody else and place it within ourselves, that's a whole different ball game. So I've been training my brain, because we all get frustrated with each other. It's bottom line. We all get frustrated with each other, and sometimes we want to vent. And that is the part that becomes a problem, because then we carry that energy instead of learning to let go, but also redirect. And so that is another energy that I want to conquer in 2023, is redirecting anything that I point outside of myself back to me and relating it to how am I attracting this kind of energy? Because I know how I've attracted some energy. I usually attract a certain type of person that in my life that becomes close to me. But it's also because of an energy that I have to deal with internally. And I accept that, and I appreciate it. So I'm saying all that to say, because I didn't want this to be a long video, but 2023 is going to be a divine year. So for me, yes, I will be back on liquids as of the 1st. And I have been enjoying some of the foods that I like to taste until now. Until the 1st. And so I welcome that, and I welcome the discipline. But there's a lot of things that I'm going to apply in my life, including schedule, because my schedule, I have been horrible. And so now I have gotten to the point where I'm applying meetings on top of meetings. I'm applying things I have to do because I'm not keeping note, and I'm not following a schedule. So sometimes I might oversleep because I go to sleep late. Like, I have to fix my schedule where this is done at this time, and that is it. And so you have to define what you have to fix in your schedule. I'm a daredevil. I will do anything on faith if it fits and feels right with my soul. But with that, I also have to schedule, monitor, and work out ways in my life that I am still being a vessel of change to everybody else, in the process of still being a vessel of change to myself. So I am wishing you a great 2023. If I don't make another video, I probably will. But also welcoming you to get ahead of the challenges that may come in your life by looking in the mirror and finding out those things that you need to self-correct within yourself. Do you procrastinate? Do you have fears that you need to conquer? Like, conquer the fears, because we can conquer them in several ways. It doesn't have to be the one way you think it has to be, but we can conquer in so many ways. And so I hope that you can figure out what your mirror is going to be ahead of time, so you can receive all of these lucky sevens that are coming in your life for 2023. And I'm going to be doing the same. And welcoming the change, the loss that may come with relationships, and the gains that come from growth within. And I wish that for you too. Peace.